Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Enslaved Odyssey to the West. So we made it to Trip's colony that was supposed to be safe from the robots. Clearly it wasn't safe from the robots. Clearly everybody's dead in there. Now we did see at the beginning that some humans are enslaved and working for the robots, so it wouldn't be a terrible point in the story for them to see some humans in the far distance walking around and see some movement to mislead Trip into believing everything is all right. But knowing how the storyline has been pretty boilerplate, not very unique or interesting, it's pretty obvious what's going to happen here. I'll be surprised if it doesn't happen that way. It kind of...
Weird. Mark isn't here. He should be operating the bridge. Hello? Mark! Mark!
Somebody
Anyone?
carved a face in the door.
Monkey, the bridge controls are up there.
Okay. I'll find a way around.
So this might be a larger area, and it's certainly a change of venue. Now I'm climbing on trees instead of Manhattan skyscrapers, and this refresh of the same mechanic but with a different artistic style is
Great. Now lower the bridge for me.
pretty good idea and standard way of doing things for let's see. Guess we're not to this point yet. Like reskinning things that have already been programmed allows artists to continue working while the programmers are still working on the movements. And it keeps the game from looking boring.
Okay, let's keep going.
I would prefer that they either always have the distant radio sound
It's so good to be home.
on her
I can't wait to see
voice,
my father again.
or they just always have a close sound on her voice. And I would say close sound is probably better, just so the game sounds better.
Pretty elaborate defense system you got here. Why not just have turrets and guns?
It's all Mark's design. He just has a thing about raising and lowering bridges. So we let him get on with it. We gotta get up there.
I'm not sure I particularly understood that last sentence.
Pull the lever.
So the switch command, the decoy command has now become the pull a lever command. And
Okay, pull it.
let's see. Well, this would only work as a way to get up there from the outside. Are these levers perhaps not
Off you go.
and then I'm waiting before I can push the button.
Cross it.
I don't know why people thought controlling a companion was a good move. And nothing here gives me any idea that this could have ever been a two-player game. Like, that doesn't make sense.
That's odd. There's no one here either. Oh well. Throw me up there.
Like, think about the world you live in. Have you been just so sheltered in this community that you've never seen death in a world surrounded by death? I guess we got a bit of a hint towards that at the beginning when she said maybe tens of thousands of people were in Manhattan. Like, no, millions of people were in Manhattan. We see glowing things.
Yeah, I'm fine. What the hell was that?
I don't know. That should never happen. It must have been damaged somehow.
And climbing up all of this stuff, the name Monkey kind of makes sense. And if it was just a nickname after he had done that once, that would have been
There's the
fun.
watchtower.
More bridges. Are these really necessary?
Bring it up with Mark when you see him. He says that they're a perfect way to keep the mechs away, because it takes human intelligence to figure them out. But we think he just likes bridges.
I think Mark might be a little obsessed with bridges. And see, that's funny characterization, but it's pointless characterization too. Like, why?
Pull the lever.
Why even? Well, that'll be interesting. Well, I'm falling through the skybox because there was no ground there. Are you gonna kill me, game, or do I fall forever? Normally the game would have like, hey, help me. I'm falling to my death, lady. We start from last checkpoint, I imagine. Which that could be.
There's no one here either. Oh well. Throw me up there.
That could have been a lot worse. But still not quite where the checkpoints should be. They should have doubled the number of places. I mean, there's clearly places where there should be checkpoints and there aren't. And I can't hit the back button to skip that section.
Hey! Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. What the hell was that?
I don't know. That should never happen. It must have been damaged somehow.
I suppose they should.
There's the watchtower.
More bridges. Are these really necessary?
Bring it up with Mark when you see him.
It's pretty
He says
obvious
they're a perfect way to
that
keep the mechs away, because it takes human intelligence to figure them out.
that
He just likes bridges.
Monkey does know that this place has been attacked. He said he's seen it all before, where communities get too big and then the slavers attack.
Pull the lever.
I thought for a second maybe we would do a trick where we had to jump, but I'm not so sure now. Let's just be careful not to fall off edges in a game that has been intentionally not allowing me to fall off ledges. Let's see, now when I pull this,
Bridge goes up, bridge goes down. Mark finds that kind of thing hypnotic.
Trip.
Yes?
That's enough about Mark and bridges.
yeah, it really makes no sense to write dialogue about Mark.
Pull the lever.
Okay.
Okay, pull it.
I guess I need to move her. Now.
Hey, cross it.
And let's see, what do you do now when
Okay, do it.
you pull this? I guess I should have brought her at that point. Now, move.
Cross it now.
There'll be someone in the watchtower. There's always someone posted. Whatever's going on.
There's no reason in my mind that a machine wouldn't be able to figure out that puzzle. If a machine's smart enough to know how to walk around and move through a destroyed wasteland, it's smart enough to know how to solve a puzzle like that. Now I'm seeing over there some bullets, which leads me to believe that we were going to get into a fight. I thought there was a chance we would instead, like, the cloud doesn't work here, by the way. I thought we may just find everybody missing or gone, and then that would be her motivation to take on the pyramid.
Impossible. The posts are always manned.
Seems like Monkey already has as much motivation as he's gonna have.
Come in, this is post 9. Come in, base. Are you reading me? Over.
See, clearly
Base,
Monkey
come in.
had some suspicion, but he was being silent about it.
What's going on?
Look how big his hands are. That is way out of scale.
No. No.
It makes her look like she's a 14-year-old and he's a giant.
Trip!
Oh, by the way, she could have scanned the area with her robot lens.
Wait! Wait! Slavers. I knew it. These Gotta get to the other watchtower.
While I'm under fire, my controller's vibrating like crazy.
I gotta find her before she gets hurt.
These things don't seem to do anything. Three seconds until they call in more people. And I didn't want to fight more people in that area. Now I want to see if I shoot this it would do anything. Nope. Doesn't seem like it would. Alright. These guys are too strong again. And this is just not what I want. Let's see, and I can't use any of my lift bump stuff. So look at my health now that we're out of fight. If it's refilling incredibly slow. And collecting a collectible doesn't increase your health or speed that process up. So yeah, regen, sort of useless, sort of useful, maybe if fights are far enough away from each other. And this is one of those games where very possibly you could. Ooh. So that was one of the ones with the corrupted core, or
Trip, I can't hear you.
it just seems odd that they've all of a sudden gotten more difficult. Health collected. We're jumping downward. We're running around. We gotta figure out which way to go. This really destroys the idea of if the headband gets out of range, it disconnects and kills you. But they didn't ever say that was how it worked.
Watchtower.
So,
Shit, more pyramid mechs.
in theory, maybe it is more of a case of the headband having worldwide connectivity. Come on, give me something to do that will work. And if I could get this one to explode, he'll hurt the other ones. I'm still not really understanding this whole system, but clearly they wanted this monkey fighting mechanic to show. So maybe they merged two games together. Maybe they had a sci-fi game and they had a Journey to the West game, and
God damn it.
two games got canceled and the code got moved together into one on the same engine. It's possible something like that could happen. Particularly if the first game with the Journey to the West was only to the point where they animated the character and the movements, and the rest of the other game had mostly been around level design. We lost this texture there and just went black. I think I may have the maximum number of stuns possible. And I doubt I missed anything. And we're gonna get into, I think, a small section of the city and have some climbing and fighting in that area.
Okay.
But then we're gonna leave pretty quick,
Trip, I'm
I
nearly
imagine. How does one climb up there? Oh, you have to find this. And even with it having this permanent highlight that you absolutely need, it's still pretty easy to miss. Let's see. Alright, let's do this. So, it really does feel like they're trying to give me scenarios where I fight people and take out the one that will explode and destroy the shields on the others. But the gameplay just doesn't really cooperate with that at all. Why is there a light pointing all the way over here? And why can I see that area down in the lower left? That's not where I'm supposed to go. Just a little bit of bad design there. And it just cutscenes me to the next area, so we know there's no collectibles there. Chapter 7, Finding Trip, which is weird because I don't think we ever saw a Chapter 6 title.
Holy shit.
And if you're not careful, we may end up spending 7, 8, 9 chapters, chapter 7, 8, 9 in this section, and then there may only be 1 or 2 chapters in the pyramid.
They're all dead.
Trip, can you hear me? Trip. Trip, wait.
Oh God. Oh God.
Trip's tripping.
No.
Let's see what kind of puns can
Stay
we
where
make.
you are, Trip.
Yeah, Trip's tripping. Trip's been on the trip. Careful not to trip. Trip's worth the trip. And just give him regular names. You don't need every single character and every single story to have an amazing, memorable, and different name. You can just call people John and Jane. And so we've got some destroyed playground equipment. A lot of this could have been pre-made assets that were purchased, or they could have been custom made. Let's see, I am not sure which one to climb, but I imagine, if I was to guess, this is for collectibles and not for story. Right next to the satellite dish. If people's memories are getting digitized, I don't know. Here's a question: Can I actually jump down? I don't think I can. So I may have missed a couple things. Nope. Good. Didn't miss anything. The story's gonna be really just weird and weak. You can almost guarantee it. We're 7 chapters in, and This has been nothing more than a survival tale.
My father, I have to find him.
So let's say this actually, she's running. Let's say the father actually is still alive. It's possible. Are we gonna drag him around, or is he gonna get shot? Come on, you stupid. This is not fair. This is not fair at all. That was completely an unfair turn of events. Anybody else got anything to blow up? Nope. My health is full. And it seemed like he did call in more people, but it didn't even matter. Doors don't open in this game. Which... that was a good indicator on what kind of game you're playing in the old days. Is this one of these games where doors don't open and you're gonna have a bunch of buildings that make it feel like it's a big open world, but in actuality a lot of it is beyond your reach? Or is this going to be a game where you can go into every shop and talk to every character and sub character, every shopkeeper? I ran this way to get up to that, to get back down that way. I can come over here. She's over there. So this is actually the right direction. I just missed it.
Someone must be alive.
The game is being
Trip, you have to slow
a
down.
little tricky there. Let's just see. Well, they're dead with 2 shots each. And it seems like that area is not going to be accessible. And the robot disappeared, but the burned body didn't. Because the burned body's
You have to snap
replaced.
out of this.
You know what's funny is if they
Can't
didn't
you hear me?
have the theme of slavery in this game, which is kind of unnecessary that it be in this game, at least up to this point.
Why would they do this?
And they got rid of the burned bodies and said maybe everybody was kidnapped. Well, you could still probably make this a teen plus game if they said everybody was murdered, but if you said everybody was kidnapped, you could probably get a game like this down to a teen. Maybe a general audience. I don't think with the main mechanic of fighting robots, it may still be just a little too violent. So I don't think you could get it below G, general audience type rating, for E for everyone or early adults. But the artistic style looks fine. I mean, maybe you put a shirt on the guy, maybe you lower the bust size on the girl and put a more covering shirt on the girl. Well, let's see. I guess I'm going that way, and that's gonna get us into the city, and I don't know how I'm gonna get up there to collect that. Yeah, there's nothing here that implies to me I can climb up a wall, so maybe we can't get that one. Well, I'm not gonna sweat it. It's not like we're getting everything anyways. That's gonna be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.